right? And then you're going to have a network load balancer that guides the traffic back and forth to those two web servers. And behind that, if you want high availability, you're going to have a clustered or you're going to have a mirrored SQL server, right? Well, Windows Azure takes away from you having to worry about any of that. What happens in the IT guys when you need another server in that two-server configuration because your HR department, you're opening up a new store and you're going to bring on 2,500 new applicants and they're all going to be hitting your website to fill out an application online. Okay? So you got to go to the IT department, right? And you got to say spin up a new server, right? With that, Windows Azure, you don't have to do that. The App Fabric controller detects what's going on, and the Fabric detects what's going on, and it spins up a new compute instance for you. And you don't have to do anything. It does it for you. You don't even have to think about it. It happens out there on the web, right? Now, you have some control over it. When you build the app and you package it and put it out there, you say what you want it to do. And when you go into your console, you can say how you want it to expand or contract, right? But you don't have to fool with it. That's the whole point. An IT person doesn't have to go out and provision that and add a new one in. Make sense? All right, let's talk about another scenario. Let's say you got two servers sitting out there in a high availability environment, and this one starts acting up. Well, what does IT do? IT, somebody's got to go into the network load balancer, redirect all the traffic to this one, go troubleshoot this one, figure out what's going on, maybe spin up another virtual, okay, or fix this one, right? Well, what does Windows Azure do behind the scenes that you don't even have to think about? Windows Azure says, hey, this machine's not working very well. It automatically redirects the traffic. It goes out and takes your image, spins up another image automatically, overlays it on a new compute instance, and deletes that one. Goes away. Seamless to the end user. Nobody has to deal with it. When we talk about the Windows Azure platform, I'm going to go over kind of quickly. We've got the general purpose programming languages. You don't necessarily have to be .NET. You can work in Python, Java, PHP, Eclipse, Ruby on Rails. But at the core, you're going to get a better experience with Visual Studio and .NET because they have full control to allow us to do certain things. But you're going to get a pretty good experience there. All right? And then when we look at the platform that's underneath here, all right, we've got our compute. And we already talked about that. Think of the compute. Everybody wants to call it a server, but it's not. Think of it like a processor. I need so many cycles, so many watts, all right? In Azure, they call that an instance, and an instance has a fixed amount of size. You can have a small, a medium, or a large. And what does Azure do? In a typical IT environment, when we need more, all right, let's say that we've got a road that's 55 miles an hour. Everybody knows a 55-mile-an-hour road, and you want to go down that road faster. What do? You speed up, go to 75 miles an hour. What does that mean when we talk about traditional IT? That means we go put some more memory in, put more processor, right? What Windows Azure does is it scales horizontally. It just spins up another compute instance and puts it out there and automatically bounces it between the others. So now you've got 3 55-mile-an-hour roads, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then when you don't need 8, scales back down to the 2 that you originally had. Make sense? All right. Storage. We talked about storage. Talked a little bit about Store Simple, about bringing things from on-premise to off. So when we've got storage, the way I would kind of equate that to, think of it, I know that everybody gets all bugged out about this, but I think of it as a great big hard drive in the sky. Okay? An infinite hard drive in the sky that I can put stuff out to. All right? And then management, I've got a portal or console. Self-service. I can go into that portal console and I can say, hey, I need to add more, I need to deploy a new app out there. I don't have to call up Microsoft and say, hey, add me a new Windows Azure instance out there because I got to deploy the new CRM app that we just built. Or BitWizards came out and they did us a web service so that we could talk between our CRM system and our website, all right, on Kentico. I don't have to go ask them to do that. You can go on the server or go on the portal, say, hey, I need it, put it on there, deploy the app. Then you have the CDN. How many people here played Chutes and Ladder? Yeah? Okay. Do you remember the big long chute that goes down? And then you had some that were kind of short. Okay? And what's the issue there? The issue is it takes a long time to go down that chute. Well, the best way to describe a CDN to me is like chutes and ladders. If we all stayed at the top, right, to get down to a central location, all right, or that we wanted something, right, all right, we've got a longer distance for other people. So what a CDN does is it says, I'm going to bring the storage closer to you. And a perfect example of this is a website, okay? You deploy the images in your website or your video, and what it does is it spiders out across the content delivery network. So when the person that's at the browser says, hey, I want to listen to the new Queen album, because you're serving up illegal records, don't tell the recording, or the legal music, digital music. It streams from that closest location. What's important about that? Well, you get a better user experience. Service bus controller. Everybody know what this is? Have you seen this? It's kind of cool. It's a nifty little gadget. And it's got, see, I got props. I'm cool. I got props. So this lets me connect to FireWire and USB and micro USB and mini USB, okay? This is a service bus, okay? This is what the service bus does for me. It allows me to connect between the cloud and other cloud applications, and it allows me to connect between the cloud and my on-premise applications, either in my traditional IT infrastructure at Sean's sheriff's office, all right, or over at Wes's private data center. Then, like all things, everybody knows with iTunes, right? Everybody has a marketplace now, all right? Well, Microsoft's no exception. They've got a Windows Azure marketplace. There's going to be an Office 365 marketplace. You know? But what that does is that, remember how Tom talked about these little pre-packaged pieces of functionality that are out there and available, all right? Well, it allows independent software vendors to go build little pre-packaged pieces of functionality out here and put it out there available for you to buy without having to do it. Here's a great